So what's the ideal number of words you should write each day? Well, of course, that's different for everyone, and it might change throughout your life depending on your individual circumstances. But I decided to track my writing for a week to see how many words I typically write each day. Why? Because science. Well, not exactly science, but more out of interest. You see, I have a very simple writing goal each day. I write early in the morning, usually at around 4 or 5 a.m. before the sun is up, when my body is broken, but my mind is fresh. I typically wake up, have a shower, grab a cup of tea, and head down to my writing nook to start writing. But here's the thing, 90% of the time, I don't actually feel like writing at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm tired, I've got a million emails to check, videos to edit, publishers to contact, artists and musicians to talk to, and so on. So to keep myself focused and productive, I have a daily writing goal of 1 sentence per day. That's it. All I have to do is write a single sentence on my current novel each day, and it doesn't even have to be a good sentence. Now, do I think that I'm going to be an incredibly productive writer if I only write 1 sentence a day? No, of course not. But the trick is to just get started, because I know that once I start writing, my brain will kick into gear and I'll end up writing a few paragraphs or even a few chapters before I run out of steam. But I've never actually measured how many words I typically write each day. So here we go. But first, here are some rules. I can't do any more writing than I would normally do just because I'm measuring my word count. I'll focus on the writing I do each day on my novel, but also include writing that I do on other novels, novel ideas, or non-fiction books that I'm working on. Because it's all writing and it's all part of building Kingdom Quaid. I'll measure it all over a 7-day period, regardless of what happens during those 7 days. Okay, so I'm back, and here are the results. Monday, 2,300 words. Tuesday, 1,798 words. Wednesday, 1,300 words. Thursday, 1,715 words. Friday, 3,562 words. Saturday, 1,975 words. Sunday, 1,196 words. So there we have it. I've averaged just under 2,000 words per day, which isn't bad, especially considering my daily writing goal of just 1 sentence. But there are a few points worth making here. First, I don't doubt that measuring my word count has prompted me to write a little more than I otherwise might, even though I try to just stick to my daily rhythm. Second, on some of these days, I didn't write all of those words in one session. I might not have been able to get that much done when I first sat down to write for the day, but I found time later to do a little more, and that's all fine. Third, I counted words written for any creative writing endeavor, whether it was the main novel I was working on or a short story idea, a film script, anything. As long as it's creative writing, it all counts. Fourth, I found that measuring my word count each day actually helped me with my motivation. As usual, most of this week when I went to start writing, I felt tired and weighed down by the mundane worries of life. One day, you guessed it, Friday, I felt especially motivated because I was starting a new story, and that's when I find writing most exciting. But for most of the other days, I wasn't particularly motivated, and I didn't feel particularly thrilled to be sitting down to write at 4 a.m. each morning. This is where knowing your own psychology really helps as a writer. I know what I'm like, and I know that the hardest part of writing for me is just getting started. That's why I have a daily writing goal of just that 1 sentence. I also know that when I get started, particularly early in the morning, my writing muscles will kick into gear, and I'll end up being able to write a healthy block of text each day, regardless of how I feel. And right there, that's one of the most important skills in being a productive writer. Most days you're not starting a new book or finishing one. The vast majority of your time will be spent writing out small scenes within the larger narrative framework of your book. You'll spend a day writing out an argument between 2 characters. Then the next day you'll move to a dramatic reveal or an action sequence. Inch by inch you build out your story, paragraph by paragraph and word by word. So how do you stay motivated and productive during the daily grind of working through your story piece by piece? Enjoy the process. It's not always easy to do, but if you can learn to enjoy digging down into bite-sized components of writing each day, sticking to a daily writing schedule can be a lot easier. Build a routine, set out your writing nook just how you like it. Pour a cup of your favorite tea or coffee, set the mood lighting, and do whatever you need to get excited about writing and get into the habit of digging down into the nitty-gritty of your novel every day. Measure your daily writing effort. If you're the kind of person who enjoys competition or loves games or can't walk past a tape measure without picking it up and taking a look, I guess, then measuring your daily word count might be a great way to keep yourself motivated and productive as you write. Sometimes the act of measuring itself can inspire you to keep pushing on when you would otherwise give up. And there's a certain level of accountability which comes with tracking your progress. Now this might not work long term, and you'll want to avoid reaching for a word count just for the sake of reaching a daily goal rather than actually writing a great story. Also, this isn't something that you can ratchet up indefinitely. It's not a game you can win by writing 20,000 words a day. The goal is still to write well and craft the best story you possibly can. But if you need a little motivation boost now and then, measuring your daily writing effort might help you get back on track. Have an achievable daily writing goal. Look, I know I bang on about this a lot, but it's important. Have an achievable daily writing goal that you know you can meet no matter what. For me, that's a single sentence each day. Whether I'm sitting at home in my cozy writing nook, or I'm 10 hours into a plane flight, dead tired and going out of my mind, whether I'm riding a bus into the city or sitting at a bar waiting for an old friend to arrive, I can write that one sentence. And the key here is that once I start and my writing muscles are warmed up, I can usually write a lot more than that one sentence. Just go back a few minutes and you'll see. Almost 2,000 words a day. Now look, it might not work for everyone, but if you're daunted by the idea of writing each day, try writing a single sentence. It's easy and you'll be able to surprise yourself with how much more you can achieve with that simple daily goal. Use your characters for motivation. One of the greatest things about writing is that we get to bring new characters to life. And once those characters have a life and a will of their own, we can use them to motivate us to keep writing. If you're struggling with a plot point or finding it hard to stay motivated during the mid-phase of a novel, why not talk to your characters? Seriously, talk to them. Ask your protagonist where they see the story going. Think about the unresolved issues your characters face and just how unjust it would be to leave those threads loose. Whether you realize it or not, your characters are screaming for their stories to be heard. So learn to lean on your characters with your writing. Ask questions, seek advice, breathe life into the cast of actors in your book, and listen to what they have to say. Doing this will not only help keep you motivated, it will also make your characters feel more authentic and vivid to readers, because they will have become more authentic and vivid to you. So, what's the best daily writing goal for you? Well, the best goal is the one that you can consistently stick to. If you can write 3,000 words a day, fantastic. If you can only manage a few hundred, great, go with that instead. The key here is consistency, being able to show up each day no matter what and progress your writing goals. Yes, you'll be able to write a lot more if you can hit a larger word count each day, but that's not going to mean anything if you burn out trying to reach an unrealistic daily writing goal. And one final note, the purpose of this video, as with all my videos, is to inspire and encourage you to write. For those of you who rarely struggle with putting pen to paper, you might not need a message like this. But if you find it hard to stay motivated and productive as a writer, if you're desperate to write your first novel but you just can't seem to find the time and space to get started, and if you're struggling to get into a regular writing rhythm that suits your lifestyle, then hopefully this video has helped. But here's the thing, on average, I write around 2,000 words a day. For some writers, that might not be much. For others, it might seem like an unachievable goal. Remember, this is my daily writing rhythm and my writing journey. Don't make the mistake of thinking that you have to have the same word count as me, or as any other writer. You need to find the right balance for you, and that can take time. Writing is about fun. It's about creating new worlds, bringing characters to life, sharing stories with others. Storytelling is a fundamental component of what it means to be human, and as writers, we get to continue an unbroken chain of storytelling from the earliest moments of human history. The key is to enjoy your writing. So if tracking your word count each day is causing you stress, don't do it. Now, if you want some top editors' tips on how to improve your writing, check this out.